Hi there, it's Lori from Lollipop Paper and Ink. Thank you for joining me today for this Facebook Live. Just give me 1 second. I just want to check to make sure that I am not sideways like I was the other day. And I don't know what I did, but I redid it and then I was fine. I came right back in. Okay, it looks like we're good. Thank you so much. Okay, so for those of you that are new to my videos or my Facebook Lives, I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I've been a demo for about 3.5 years. The end of the summer, it will be 4. So today I wanted to share with you 2 recent projects of mine that I created using the Timeless Tulips bundle. And I love this bundle, and it just screamed Mother's Day, spring, and it has really pretty sentiments for different things. I mean, you could even use one of them for a sympathy card. This is just spring, get well, Mother's Day, hello, birthday. So it's got everything here. Let me just see if anybody's gonna join us. If not, no problem. Then you could always catch it on the replay. And that's fine too. So what I wanted to do was to just share these 2 projects that I did. This one was on my blog yesterday, and it was part of the blog hop that I was participating in. And as soon as I saw this set, I knew that that's what I wanted to do with it. Sort of what I did over for the Christmas, with the holiday catalog, there was an ornament punch, and I did the same thing, so now my brain just automatically goes there. So we'll do that second, but this is the one that I just put on my blog today, and this one I used the So Very Vellum, the beautiful pack of paper that was part of the celebration event, and so that is not available at this point, but I was kind of hoarding it, so I do have a lot, and I'm going to be using it on a lot of projects going forward. So I'm going to call this a little mini online class, because once you see this, and if you place an order, any order for anything up to $35 or over $35 by Saturday night, I will send you the kits to make these 2 cards free. You'll get everything that you need to do it by yourself. So I have the project list on my blog, and I'll post this video there later this afternoon when we're done, so you can be reminded of how we put the projects together. But the project list is on the blog. That has all of the products that I used and all the measurements, so you don't have to worry about writing things down as we're going along here today. So let's get started. So for this one, we'll start with this. I started with Pool Party, a Pool Party base, 11 inches by 4 1/4, and then scored it at 5 1/2 this way. Okay, and whenever I use cardstock, colored cardstock, as opposed to the thick Whisper White, I always use it on my, I always make sure that I have a little white piece of Whisper White on the inside. Just, I don't know about you, but I don't like writing on the colored cardstock. I would much rather write on white. So maybe that's just me. Okay, so what I did here was, I want the vellum to be, the vellum looked okay there, but I liked it better on the white, so I wanted it to pop up a little bit. So as always, our problems with vellum is that we never know where to put the adhesive. So this is going to make it very easy. I know that this whole big square here is going to be covered, so you don't have to worry about seeing it. So I'm just going to make a little X marks the spot, and I will put that right on there this way. And if you're joining me, come in and say hi so I know who's here and where you're joining me from. Okay, so we're done with that. That's you can hardly see it, even if it wasn't going to be covered. So now I took a square, a scallop square from the Layering Squares dies, and I stamped on it first. And let's do that before we do any more assembling. And all I did here was, oh, come here. I stamped off on purpose. I didn't want to. Is my where is it? Here it is. It's always good to use your piercing mat. I just use it as a stamping mat when we're using the photopolymer, because they are, you just need that extra little cushion on the bottom. The red rubber doesn't matter so much. Okay, so what I did here was I just inked it up a little, and I'm going to just lightly get rid of most of it there, because I don't want it to be too heavy. I want it to just be like a shadow in the back. That's perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for. Again, very lightly, and it's okay if you're crossing over, because your punch image is going to cover that. Okay, so we're good with that. Oh, we need that for while I have it out, I'll do my stamping. So let's see. I've made these both Mother's Day, as you can tell, but like I said, they had the nice birthday greeting that I used on a few other cards. So I'm just going to do this here, and we're going to trim that later. But once I have it out, my ink out, I'd rather get it out and then get it away so I don't mess anything up. Okay, so we can put this on here, and we don't need that anymore. And I'm just going to adhere this here. And that will be ready to go. Okay, good. All right, so now let's bring this back, and this is where the beauty of this tulip punch comes in. This is called the Tulip Builder Punch, and it's part of the bundle with the Timeless Tulips, and these were both in the 2020 mini catalog. So I took a scrap of my Pool Party Subtles DSP, and I'm going to just crop out both. Now normally if I just wanted my tulip, I would have, just to save paper, I would have come in this way and done it that way. Or if I have green, which you'll see on our other project, I would do it this way. But this is working out great because I have, I want both. And the only thing here is I'm going to move it a little bit because I kind of want the plaid to be straight. See how it goes straight up like that. So I'm just trying to make a straight line going right through the tulip there. Okay? All right, so that's done. Now I'm just going to adhere this on first, and only because I want to put dimensionals on, and then it's always a little more difficult to put the dimensionals on first, and then if I wanted to add this to my vellum, you just get a better surface to put your adhesive on. And okay, look how fast this came together. So I'm just going to put a few dimensionals here. And remember, so this is a little mini class. It's different from my regular online classes. They, you know, the registration for that lasts for a week, and usually there's product involved in it. And oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put my little, that's okay, see, it popped right up. All right, I just took a little tiny piece of my polka dot ribbon, Whisper White polka dot tulle ribbon, and I just pushed that right behind it. So I just wanted to have a little, I felt like the dots on the ribbon really picked up the dots in the vellum. All right, so I'm going to put just a little bit more adhesive on the back there. And that should pick that up nicely. Okay. All right. And now the leaf part, I'm just going to take this and I'm going to curl it a little bit. I don't even need my bone folder for this. I can just do this with my finger. And then I'm going to put a glue dot right on the bottom there. Hi Diane, hi Nancy. I'm so glad you guys joined me today. Okay, so, and then that's just a glue dot and it goes right onto the tulip right there. Oh, what happened? Oh, I didn't pick it up. That's been happening with this roll. I don't know. Okay, so there we go. That's good. Almost done. Okay, so let me take my, I had some ribbon, just, not ribbon, some medium white baker's twine. And I'm just gonna make a double bow here. And then I could always cut my tails for as long as or as short as I want them. Okay, that's good. And I'm not going to, I'm just going to pop this on with a, right onto the ribbon there too. And you could tie it up around it. That may have even been what I did before. I can't see from here, but I think that looks cute, right? I love this gingham paper and I love that tulip. So, very happy with that. Okay, so I just wanted to round this off a little bit just before we finish up. But first I'm going to take my little handy trimmer here. And the good thing about this is you can you don't really have to measure. You can, but it's easier just to, let's see, I can take a little bit off this side here. And I'm going to round these. That's very handy, that little thing to have on your desk. All right, so for here, I'm just wanting to round off this side. Whoops, I want this side rounded. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to pop these up with some dimensionals. And we are going to be done with that. See how fast that was? Okay. I was saying before that about my my regular online classes. They're just a little bit more involved. You get kits for 6 cards, but there's product involved. It is more expensive, and it's just pretty much what I decide, what I deem to put in as far as the embellishments or the paper goes. So that's what I like to do, these little mini classes now, where you just stock up. You just buy whatever you want, and then any $25 order. I'm looking for my pearls. And I'll send you the kits, all the pieces. Let me show you what it looks like. This is how they come. The PDF, the project list PDF is here. It's in the bag. Everything's in here. All of the pieces, die cuts, DSP, cardstock. I can't stamp for you, so this is just a little thank you nugget that I kind of put in with my packages. But you will have to have the ink and the adhesives and the stamps yourself. So, but you could use any one that you wanted. All right. So I'm just going to put a few of these cute little pearls here. Oh, that's too close. Move you over. And then I just randomly put some on here. Now, normally I do 3. I think that's a good amount. It's always odd numbers. Sometimes I do 5, not often, but okay, that is done. Isn't that pretty? And you can write your own sentiment on the inside. Love it. Okay, see how fast that was. All right, let's get this guy out of the way, and let's bring on the pink one. All right, so this is the same thing. I have my card base, and I have this is from the Bird Ballad DSP, which the petal pink, which I love. So I'm going to put these together first, and then I'm not going to make that mistake twice. I'm going to wrap that around. I'm going to wrap my my ribbon around that, and this time we're going to make a little bow on the side of it before we put it back down again. I usually do have my ribbon always at the bottom, I guess the bottom quarter of the card. I don't know. I just think it adds a little balance to it. So, all right. So this is going to stay here, and I really don't. I'll do it now, but you could just leave it like that, just so that you can get the base, this layer onto your base, and you'll be good to go. Okay, I love this ribbon because it just makes a perfect bow every time, and it doesn't add a lot of bulk to it. All right, so we can put this on here. And that's good to go. I had to wait till these really nasty line of thunderstorms passed because I was afraid I was going to get cut off right in the middle of everything. And then it ended up passing pretty quickly. Okay, so for this one, I have an oval from the layering oval dies, and I embossed it with the subtle 3D embossing folder. So that would just go on, that's just going to go on here. Well, I guess I can put it on here now. Okay. And we'll just put that right there in the center. All right, so what I did here was I ran a piece of petal pink cardstock and also Pear Pizzazz cardstock, and I just ran, actually this was a scrap, and I just ran it through knowing that I was just going to use pieces of it. So what I did was I cropped out, now this is where I don't want to waste my paper, so I'm going to go on just on the side here. And I do kind of want to see, I don't know, that's just me. I try to make it as straight as I could. Those lines are very, very subtle, very hard to see, so. Okay, and I'm gonna go this way here. All right, I think 4 is good. You could do more, give it more dimension if you wanted, but that was fine. Oh, and while I'm here, I'll do the green, the Pear Pizzazz. And for this one, I'm just going to do 3. And this one also, I use the embossing folder, that's subtle, just to give it a little more texture. And we're going to do 3 of these. Okay. That served that purpose very nicely, thank you. Okay, so what I did here was, and you don't need the trimmer, but you could just do it with a scoring tool. But I just found it easy to just bring my trimmer in and score it from here. So what I wanted to do is to score it right into the middle. So here, this also is where it was easier to see the lines going up instead of horizontal. So I can see where I want to score it. Just give it a few runs. That one's good. And it's not going to be terrible if it's off a little bit. You get the idea. Okay. All right, and that's all I used that for. Okay, so I'm going to fold them over, and did I bring my bone folder? Yeah. Okay, that's not even very good. I'm rushing, but you just get it the best you can. to go right down the middle. And that is all that it takes to get this tulip top to be 3D. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one side of it and put my snail on that. Close it over and put one side. Then I'm going to take my other one and put it on as close as you can and give it a little rub and do the same thing for here. More on that, and this is going to go right on there too. Just give it a little burnish every single time you do it. And see, this is where you can decide. This is with 3, and then you have 2 petals that are popping up. I kind of like that one right in the middle, so it goes back to my odd numbers, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so that's that. See, and then when you flatten it down, you have 3 popping up, and then you have your 2 sides. See, I don't know if that's easier to see that way. Okay, and that's it. Now, originally, when I did my first one, I just used the snail, but I found that this just must be a little too thick to hold that, because it did become loose. So I think you could use Tombow, or you could just, what I'm just going to use now is tear and tape. Whoops, make sure I'm on the right one here. Yeah, okay. So you would see that it was the 2 that the flaps would have a single side to it, not a double side. Okay. And then this one goes here on this side. And now the sun is out beautiful. I mean, this morning I left at 9 o'clock to do a birthday drive-by to my 3-year-old granddaughter in Philly, because I can't touch her. And so we kind of just did everything through the window, but it was pouring. So, but by the time we got there, it was nice enough for us to be able to visit with her from 6 feet away. Okay, so this, while I have this tape here, that was the other reason why I used the tear and tape, because it's so thick, and it will help with, it will just keep these leaves down. So I put 2, but I think I'll just put 1 on each side this time. I don't like them to be even, so I just move them around a little bit. And then I will put just a little bit extra tape right on top there. A little bit extra snail. Okay, and put that baby right into the middle, and you're good. Look how adorable that is. Okay, all right, now I gotta get a sentiment on there. And so I think I used the Pear Pizzazz. Again, I used the Mother's Day. And let me just wipe this off a little on my chamois. And we'll do the same thing. We're just gonna trim it down as close as possible. When I'm done, when I'm doing all my classes and cutting, I always have these 3/4 pieces ended up in my pile of scraps. So save them, save your scraps, because they always will come in handy for things like this. So for this, again, where's my trimmer? Where did you go? Here you are. All right, and that's just gonna be, I think that's pretty good. Doesn't have to be exact. And then this is just gonna go right on top there. See? Okay. So don't you think you could do this? I mean, you could do it with any punch that you have, or you could even just stamp. If you didn't have the punch and you just had the stamp set, you could just stamp it and then fussy cut it out onto the cardstock. It's just so easy, and it's such a simple design. Okay, so I'm just gonna, these are the champagne rhinestones. Ooh, where are you going? And that just adds a little extra bling to my, and I don't think these are in stock yet. I think they were back ordered. I'm not sure when they're coming in. So again, I'm going to use 3. Let's see, where am I going to put that? Right here. Okay, what do you think? You like it? I just love that punch. I love the 3D, and I'm really happy the way these came out. So I hope you are too. So here's the deal. You just place an order between now and Saturday night. You have to use the host code that I have here. And it's here, and it's on the blog, and it's also on the project list sheet that you can print or download right from the blog. Wanted to show you real quick. I used this bundle for my club this month, and these are some of the cards. These are the 4 cards that I'll just show you quickly because they haven't gotten them yet. So I just wanted to show you how versatile this stamp set is. And we used it for just a hello note card. We used it for Happy Easter, Happy Spring. And you know what? When Easter is over, I'm just going to cut this out, and I can just put Happy Spring, Happy everything, and that works just as fine. Again, with my Subtles DSP, another Mother's Day card, and then this one, a Get Well Soon card. So these are my card projects for my club, and you can check out my blog and find out how you can join the club. It's a recurring club, so it's every month. You just you get billed for it, and I just send you a package, and there's 8 kits in that one. So, but this one, if you place an online order, $35 or more by Saturday, use the host code that you see here, and that's also on the blog, and I will send you the kits to make with the envelopes, with the embellishments, and the product list. Everything will be included in it. Okay? Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Oh, I just wanted to say one more thing. I'm going to do a little prize patrol. So if anybody shares this Facebook live, either sharing it live or sharing it on the replay, that's fine too. But if you share it, I will put your name in for a drawing that I will draw out when this class closes, which is Saturday night. So Sunday morning I will do that, and I will send you this Power of Hope bundle. And this was the celebration item that came in later, and it's the Power of Hope stamp set and this really cool stone 3D embossing folder. So I'll send that to you if you share it, and that's separate from the mini class. But if you can share it, that would be great. And or if you could just like the video or comment on it, I would appreciate that too. So thank you so much for sharing your time with me today. I hope that everyone stays safe and continues to be positive, and we're all gonna get through this. So thanks so much. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.